Okay, I'm going to cover question 3 of 2016 Term 3 school exam. The question says the sum of 3 consecutive odd numbers is 75. So if I try to work out what consecutive odd numbers are, it's going to be something like 1, 3, 5, but they need to somehow add to 75. Use algebra to find the value of the largest number. So you want to get the largest number, and this isn't correct, what's up there, but that would equal 9. So we need to have that replaced by 75, and it's going to be n, and that's going to be n plus 2, and that's going to be n plus 4. And we need to work it out using that method up there. So my first step would be n plus n plus 2 plus n plus 4 equals 75. That means there are 3 n's and 6 equals 75. I'll take away 6 from either side. That gives me 3n equals 69. Divided by 3 either side, I get n equals 23. If I know n is 23, I just need to add 4 to it. That would give me 27. So we know it's going to be 23 plus 4, that's 27. Therefore, the largest number is 27. And that would have got you a merit. Next question is simplify fully of these brackets. So what I've done is I expanded the brackets out into 2x squared, y cubed, and so on. And I just multiply those out. So it's going to be 2 times 2 times 2, that gets me 8. X squared times x squared times x squared, x to the power of 6. Y cubed, y cubed, y cubed, y to the power of 9. That's what I got. Okay, next question here. This is quite an interesting question because it's really hard. But once you understand it, it's not so hard as much as it looks. So the formula for D, the length of spiral line around the cylinder is that. So we gotta use this formula somehow. That's what they're hinting you there. Where n is the number of rotations the spiral makes, r is the radius of cylinder, and h is the height of the cylinder. Give a formula that calculates how many rotations. You need to work out how many rotations that spiral makes when the height and radius and length of spirals are given. Explain whether someone who uses the formula with pi equals 3 will get underestimate, overestimate of the number of rotations. So I'll do the first part of it here. Is that what they want you to do is that they want you to make up a formula that ends up being n equals. So give a formula that calculates how many rotations. So if you look up there, n is number of rotations that spiral makes. So it needs to be n equals. What they're wanting you to do using the formula up there is that it needs to become n equals, and you got n here, and that needs to become the subject. So this is me just copying down the formula as it is. I need to get rid of that square root sign. So what I've done is I squared everything. That gives me d squared equals all of that. Next, I wanted to get rid of the h squared. So I subtracted it to the other side. And then I wanted to square root all of this for the sake of getting rid of that there. So I got 2n pi r. Now I want to divide everything that's irrelevant. So it's going to be 2 pi r. So I'm left with n. So that's the next step here. Now, the actual number for pi would be 3.1415 and so on. It would go on. But by using 3 rather than actual pi, you are using a smaller number. So you know that 3.14 is larger than 3. We know where the pi is. Pi is here in the actual formula now. So if you divide things by a smaller number, you will overestimate the numbers. So the way you kind of know it is that if you had, say, 1 over 2 compared to, say, 1 over 5, the answer you're going to get here is 0.5, and that's going to be 0.2. And if you compare these two, you would know that you're giving a smaller number, which 2 is a smaller number, it will give you a bigger number as a fraction of n. So you would know by dividing a smaller number that will give you an overestimate, because that's what you would get.